this is your opportunity, Honorable Deputy President.
Hi, bros.
Hi, bros.
Hi, sis. Hi, cousins. Also, hi. Hi, Mashamedi. God is good. And all the time. Celebrating kwa Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Asanteni sana. Carrier Prestige, Chairperson of the Organizing Committee, present here, and all Kenyans present here. On my own behalf and that of Pastor Workers and my family, let me say how excited we are for the warm and colorful reception we received when we arrived yesterday. And care has been taken of us. I must say that we are overwhelmed by the love, the compassion, and the care you have extended towards us. We have never felt this love. I think I should have come here before. I have just understood what I missed. In the midst of the onslaught against us, like a song. When we get this kind of love and appreciation, we are overwhelmed. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niseme asanteni sana kwa bisho kwa mapenzi na vile mmeshirikiana kualika hapa. And also please in time this morning, this huge number of people to join us here to fellowship together to have a discussion. We are very happy and pleased, and I really look forward to my stay here in the US for many weeks. And I'm going to stay for 4 or 5 weeks, but the way I've been treated, I may be here for a long time. Hatujazoea mapenzi kama haya. Tumezoea kukanwa, kupigwa na tear gas. Sasa tunafurahi sana. I think by the time I leave, I'll even be more proud. So let me say, my good people home, it's a wonderful opportunity to see people because we love you and we are very happy when we see you. We appreciate and understand that you are away from home as you try to look for opportunities to echo out a living for you and for your families. And we appreciate not all of us come to Kenya. We need to widen our territories and go out there and look for opportunities. And for this opportunity God has given you to be out here in the United States, we thank God for that opportunity. And we are happy to see you looking happy, looking healthy, looking good. We feel happy. I want to say that you've done a good job here in the US because you have been very good ambassadors of our country. Kenya is respected across the world because of the various ambassadors like yourselves. So you have conducted yourselves here and you have been here. Please continue doing so. What brings me to the United States? I've come here to connect to our people. Because it's important. You know, Chinua Achebe, one of his books who said, when kids meet together for a meal, it is not because they have no food in their own homes. No. It is because it is healthy and appropriate for kids to have a meal together as a child. Isn't it? He went ahead to say that when kinsmen meet in the homestead, one of them, and look at the moon as the chant taken away. It is not because they cannot see the moon from their homes. No. It's because it is good for kinsmen to meet and chat. So I've come here to meet my fellow Kenyans, to talk, to understand one another, to get to know each other, to find out where you are, what you do, and to get a perspective of what you want us to do. You know, in Kenya, I'm the champion of listening to the ground. I'm here to listen to the people. Because you will tell me the truth. Because you talk to the people back home every day. And you know exactly what they feel and what they want. So I'll be around for a while to engage Kenyans, to listen to them, and understand what Kenyans feel and what they want, and how they would like to be governed as we try to craft a new administration in the next general election. I would like to work with Kenyans. I would like to carry them along. I don't want to be a ruler. I want to be a leader of people. And when you lead people, you listen to them so that you carry them along with you. So, first and foremost, let me underscore the importance of the diaspora brigade. Kenyans who are out of the country in the diaspora are critical. In the 80s and the 70s, the leading foreign exchange earner, the one that used to earn us foreign exchange, was coffee, followed by tea. As we moved to the 90s, coffee and tea were overtaken by tourism. As we speak today, the biggest foreign exchange earner to our motherland is not coffee, it's not tea, it is not tourism, it is the remittances from the diaspora. You are the drivers of our economy. If you guys stopped remitting money, the country will just come to a standstill. We will not be able to pay our foreign debt, we will not have foreign exchange reserves, and the economy will grind to a halt. You are therefore a very important component of our governance structure, and any serious leader must seek serious partnership with the diaspora. And for those of us who keep some dairy animals back home, and when you come back home, please have some dairy cows. Those dairy cows, for them to produce milk, you must look after them. You don't just give them hay. You give them lucerne. You give them dairy milk. Nowadays, we get the mattresses to sleep on so that they don't feel cold. In addition, we get them blankets. People are getting even more sophisticated. We give them country music, Ken Rogers and Don Williams, so that they are happy to produce milk. So the diaspora brigade is like a dairy cow. They must be looked after for them to continue remitting money home. You know? So I know you are all smarting from betrayal. William Ruto was here and gave many promises to you people. So he did to us and to every Kenyan. Have comfort. You are not the only one feeling betrayed. Everybody has been betrayed. He said he'll put money in people's pockets. Instead of putting money in people's pocket, the little that they had, he dipped his fingers and took it away. He said he would create a working health system. He has crippled it and brought something called SHA that is riddled with corruption. He said you create a functioning university financing model. He killed the one that was there and brought something that cannot work. He said he will protect liberties and freedom of speech. We have the worst experience of violation of human rights since independence. Killing of young people, the Gen Zs, brutalizing innocent Kenyans, using the criminal justice system to settle political scores. Everybody feels betrayed. So you are not alone. So I just want to give you the comfort that don't cry too much that you are betrayed. Everybody has been betrayed. And the pain and the anguish of betrayal is in every homestead in Kenya. And everybody feels terrible. So I want to give you that comfort that all of us are in that situation. And we must move on. We can't keep on crying about betrayal. We have been betrayed, yes, so we must look for a solution. We must work day and night to craft a new governance structure that will honor the people of Kenya, that will respect their freedoms, that will make sure we have a functioning economy. There's no money circulation in Kenya. Pending bills have not been paid. All road projects have stalled, water projects have stalled. Nothing is going on. All that we have are some functions that are called economic empowerment of stolen money to bribe people and to make them keep quiet. So we're going to fix that. So I came to engage the diaspora to say, there are many promises that were given and were not kept. I want us to have a new engagement. I know it's not easy for you to trust me and the other leaders because trust once broken, it's very difficult to work on it. But we are all in the same situation. We are all healing and learning how to trust once more. It's not easy because when people have betrayed you, you are very careful. You are not sure. So as I speak here, many of you are wondering, we have had this before. This guy will just come here, give us all sorts of promises. If God is gracious and grant them government, we will not hear them again. They will betray us. I'm sure that is going through your mind. There's nothing I can do other than just telling you that we are different. And from my behavior and pronouncement, the people of Kenya know I'm a different kind of a person. And regarding Gachagua that William Ruto got is not the one he wanted. He had a totally different idea of a deputy he wanted. He wanted a Mr. Yesa, a guy who will say yes sir to everything. He was quite happy for me to mobilize him with the vote, but he had a big problem with somebody who is truthful. And I knew the marriage between me and Ruto will not last for long in the first 1 year because we are different. The guy is a pathological liar, and I'm a truthful man. The two of us is like oil and water. We could not stay together. I'm even surprised it went for 2 years. This is a guy who will look at you straight and lie to you, and he cannot even blink, knowing it is a lie. You know, I couldn't take it because I'm not brought up that way. Have been brought up well by my family, by my parents. I am a Christian. I value truth because it's essential. And you know, I started asking him. We promised this. Where you go to siasa? Say how so? Boss, we said we'll create the Hapsalas Fund. You are giving them 500 shillings. What business can you start with 500? Bana, hiyo ilikuwa ni mambo ya kutafuta kura. Say how? But we told people in broad daylight. We wachana na hiyo maneno watu watasahau. You know? I had a terrible time because we go to meetings, we launch a road, we come with the tractors, we come with the bulldozers, we launch the road. Before we reach Nairobi, the trucks are on the way.
because there was no budget. It was just a lie. You are going to lie to people, knowing very well there is no budget to do that road. You just go and lie to the people. And along the way, I told him, boss, it's getting difficult for me because I'm accompanying you and I'm being roasted and I have to continue defending your lies, and these lies cannot be defended. So we were all deceived. It was one huge deception. In fact, when the history of Kenya is written, somebody must write a book about deception. What I done, sometimes many people blame me, and I accept the blame, especially people from the mountain region, because I persuaded them to elect this man. They blame me, and I accept and I apologize. But I always defend myself, and I say, fine, I was deceived. This guy came with a Bible. I'm a Christian. If somebody comes with a Bible and says he is saved and you are Christian, ordinarily you listen to that person. And I say, much as I was deceived, if bishops, reverends, evangelists, pastors, anointed men and women of God walidanganywa, sasa mimi ni nani? Hata kama watu ya diaspora mumetembea mpaka Ulaya, munakaa na wazungu, mumedanganywa, mimi ni nani? Sasa mtu ya Monyoro, if this guy can con watu wanakaa Amerika, mumechanuka, munakaa na wazungu, sasa mtu ya Monyoro ni nani? Those are the issues. So good people, good people, good people have come for us to rebuild trust. I want us to chart a new friendship based on honesty, integrity, and truth. Tukubaliane tu. What we can do, we say we can do. What we cannot do, we say we cannot. What we can try, we say we shall try, isn't it? Yeah, that is true. Like I was there when you were promised that the deputy ambassadors in our embassies and high commissions will be from the diaspora. I was there when that commitment was given. It was not honored. I tried to fight hard for the consulate in Los Angeles to go to one of you. It was not possible. I tried to fight for the deputy ambassador in Washington, D.C. to be one of you. It was not possible. I managed in London. We got a bishop there, was in diaspora, to be the deputy high commissioner in London. That is a promise any genuine leader can keep because it has no cost implication. Absolutely none. About 5, 6, 7 consulates, it may be difficult because they require financial outlay. But placing diaspora people as a deputy head of mission in our embassies across Kenya is a commitment any honest leader can keep because it costs you nothing. And it's also good for the country because you are saying this is somebody who has lived in the US for 10, 15 years. If that person is at the embassy, that person appreciates what Kenyans are going through in the US. That person understands how the Americans wants to interact with Kenya. That person knows how we can get more business opportunities. That person understands how we can create more trade relationships with our host country because that person has been part and parcel of that country. Yeah. So I want to say those are things we are going to discuss. And I want to promise that all the things we agree that have no financial constraints, that just require goodwill and being truthful, will be done. I am aware of the need for more consular services across the United States. And that again is something any reasonable leader should be able to grant. We don't have to have physical consulates, but you can have a mobile service so that Kenyans can get consular services across their IDs, their birth certificates, their marriage certificates, this and that and the other. And where there are challenges, like you said, you are sorting out yesterday, with the legal authorities. There are people who can help. I think in my stay here, we are going to engage and agree what we're going to do, how we're going to do it going forward. I want to say that we have many things we shall discuss and implement. But as I've told you, you are the dairy cow of the Kenyan economy. I have every intention to keep that cow happy. Even if it's getting country music to sing to it, it's going to happen. Because we need money to grow our economy. And the money is with you guys. We must get this money. But we're not going to get it by being liars, by mistreating people. It's by having a truthful engagement to see how these remittances can come and boost our local economy back at home. We had agreed on a housing fund. Initially, the president had convinced me that it was a good thing, and we thought we could have a diaspora bond. We build the houses together. Only for me later to learn that it wasn't as intended. It was just a scheme to make money by selling cement, by selling steel, by selling mabati for doing biashara. And Kenyans have said no. It's not the work of government to build houses. You do roads, get us water, get us sewage, get us electricity. Kila mtu atajenga ile nyumba ambaye inapelekana na uzito wake. Kitaka karumu moja, anaendelea. Kitaka one bedroom, anaendelea. So these are conversations that we're going to have. But I'm very, very happy to tell you that I'm very clear in my mind that for our country to grow, a very serious and practical engagement with the diaspora people is absolutely necessary. And I want to enter into that arrangement. Back home, it's not very rosy, but there is hope for a better tomorrow. The English say the darkest hour is just before dawn. Our dawn is coming. I think this morning they have sworn in the IEBC. We'll have commissioners in place. And we're going to have by-elections. And that is our first test ya kupeana heshima na Kasongo. Tunataka tuheshimiane. Kenyans are very patient people. They have a serious, resilient spirit, and they are holding strong. I want to encourage you to hold strong too. You know from where you sit, the cost of living is very high. And if you want to know whether our economy is growing, just talk to the diaspora people. They are the best barometer. Forget about those economic service from Treasury. Oh, economic growth of 5.6%. Oh, inflation has gone down by 3 point. Forget about those things. If you want to know the way the economy is growing, talk to people in diaspora. They'll tell you whether there is growth or no, because they do a lot of support for people back at home. They support their parents with shopping. Before 2022, they were doing shopping for 10,000. The same shopping today is 35,000. True or false? So you guys know when there is economic decline. You don't need anybody to tell you. You can tell. And you are feeling it when you are here because you support families back home. So the cost of living is unbearable. It's too high. Too much taxation because there's too much theft and too much diversion of public funds for selfish endeavors by the leadership. So these are things we're going to do together. As we speak today, there is a lot of fear because of threats of killings. The president, it started with the minister for the minister for interior security. He gave orders, a character called Mukomen, that police should shoot people and kill them. As we speak, a barrio has just ended in Muranga of a young fellow called Boniface Monkey. He was selling masks in the streets of Nairobi. You saw that video. He was shot at point blank range. That police officer who shot him yesterday was charged with the murder. Murkomen is nowhere to help that officer. 3 days before, Kasongo himself said, no, don't kill them. Shoot in there. But if you are shot in the leg, you will die because of bleeding. He was simply saying the same thing, but in a simplified function. Because anybody who is shot is likely to die. That is the president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He swore by the constitution to protect life and property. He is issuing orders for people to be shot. The day before yesterday, the chairman of the Foreign and Defense Committee, Nelson Koech, said that the president is wrong for saying shoot on the leg. He said shoot to kill. That guy, his committee oversees the Department of Defense. That committee oversees the National Intelligence Service and the Foreign Service. So you can see the president and the homeboys are all talking about killing. When they are not talking about killing, they are talking about sending people to prison. As we speak, 38 Gen Zs were taken to court yesterday in Kahawa courts and charged with terrorism. Terrorism. So what has happened is that for Ruto and the homeboys, the reality of one term has just sunk. They thought it's a joke, and they have gone berserk, and they have actually become reckless. Because when the president of a country tells police to shoot people, and he's the one who is supposed to protect people, is the highest level of recklessness. So that is a battle that I want to invite you to help us. We have no other recourse to save our country other than sending this guy home. Yeah? So, you guys, for the sake of our country, for the sake of our children, you must play a role. So I have come to the States to tell you, good people, you cannot be silent bystanders in the US. You must play a role in the liberation of our country, in whichever way. By talking to people back home, by pushing online, because I see you push a lot. You guys spend a lot of time on smartphone, and you are doing a good job. And the guys at home, because they listen to you, because ordinarily, any peace slip holder, anybody who has an income, has influence over a minimum of 2 other people. Yeah? You guys have a lot of influence back at home. The people you send money for shopping, for medicine, for school fees, they listen to you. Please tell our people back home that we have a task ahead of us to restore the dignity of our country and our people. This guy must be one term. Tunatusaidia. Tutasaidiana. Again, we need to move around the country where you can help within your means and you have some resources you can help. You are welcome, so that we keep it going. We have 2 years to go. It's not easy, but it's good. But let me confirm to you people that propaganda by William Ruto and his cronies, that is Kikuyu nation that is against him, is a lie. It's a big lie. I have been to the coast. It's one time. I've been to Kisii. It's one time. I've been to Masai Land. I have been to Western. I stay in Nairobi. I live with the mountain. Ukambani. So, Northeastern, I want to tell you, the diaspora. So, let me tell you, it's a narrative he was trying to create. And I want to thank the people of Kenya because there was a hashtag that night across the country saying, no, if there's a Kikuyu who is against you, then I am. It's a national thing. And it's across the country because everybody, irrespective of where they come from, is feeling the cost of living. All Kenyans, irrespective of the communities they come from, are against killing young children. All Kenyans are against burning property belonging to Kenyans. All Kenyans are unhappy with the destruction of the Kenyan economy. So, William Ruto, please don't blame the Kikuyu for your problems. They are not the cause of your problems. They never told you to kill children. They never told you to abduct the Gen Zs. They never told you to destroy the Kenyan economy. They never told you to overtax people. They never told you to be arrogant when speaking to them. You have caused your problems yourself. And I told him before I left, he was speaking with a lot of anger. Nikamuuliza hii hasira yote ni ya nini? Kenyans are more angry than you are. They are just quiet because you, when you are angry, because you are angry, you can kill children. You can arrest others and take them to court. You can slap them with high taxes. You can frame others with cases. Kenyans do not have the capacity to do any of those. Kenyans are angry, they are just quiet. But they'll express their anger on the ballot 2027. And that is the day you will appreciate how angry Kenyans are. Because you don't seem to know how angry they are. But they are just quiet because there's nothing else they can do. They just stay with anger. At the right time, they'll express their anger. So I want to say that great people, don't worry, stay strong. Continue praying for your country and for the people back home. And most important, as you stay here, love one another. You know, there's a saying in my community that buffaloes don't move together in a herd because they love one another. They move together in a herd because of the danger of moving alone. If you watch the wild beast immigration in Amara, the wild beasts, they move in a huge herd. And when the lions attack them, they are able to attack them back. Along the way, one of the wild beasts gets hurt and slows down. And the other wild beasts are not able to wait for it. And it's left behind alone. And within a few minutes, it is grabbed by the lions and eaten. Never walk alone. There is strength. There is every benefit and safety of walking together. And more so when you're in a foreign country. You know, please, my people, stay together, love one another, be your brother's keeper. When one of you has a problem, come together and sort it together. Never walk alone. Never move alone. I want to give you that message of togetherness, of loving one another as Kenyans, always moving in the same direction and always minding the business of the other person. As I wind up, so that I can answer one or two questions, I want to assure you that we as leaders in the United Opposition are clear in our mind that we cannot allow ourselves to be divided because Kasongo will slip through and Kenya will be finished. None of us can afford the luxury of allowing him to come back. So we have agreed we'll stick together as a team. Na pale mwisho around December, around December, we'll produce one candidate to face Kasongo. And I have said, if we pick Kalonzo Musyoka, we'll support him to the end. If we pick Fred Matiang'i, we'll support him to the end. If we pick Eugene Wamalwa, if we pick our sister Mother Karua, and if by God's grace they pick Manrik G, nitakibisa hii mtu kama baiskeli ya kuibiwa. Yeah? So, but all of us are selfless. Send me the greetings. I want to assure you we shall stick together to the end. Number two, you have heard William Ruto ranting that people want to overthrow him. There's nothing like that. Nobody wants to overthrow him. It's a lie. He wants to use that as an excuse to suppress people, to arrest leaders and jail people. Nobody is interested in removing him from office through unconstitutional means. He came through the ballot. He will leave through the ballot. And we have said nobody wants to remove him. In fact, if anybody removed him, Kenyans will be very disappointed because they want an opportunity to humiliate him. They want to relish that moment of sending him home through the ballot. So let him not cry foul, crying wolf everywhere. Oh, watu wanataka kupindua serikali. There is nothing. People are waiting for the elections. The elections will be sorted out through the ballot. And I can tell you, even if they are together with Raila in the ballot, we'll beat him 7+1. Yeah? I've seen Raila castigating at the police, at the shoot to kill order. How can he? William Ruto is his partner. Why is he addressing him through the press? They are brothers. They just sit and talk and agree that this is wrong and they should stop it. So, Bwana Raila Odinga, please, people of Kenya are not stupid. This is your brother, you say, you work together. Go to his office, mkunywa chai mwambie wachana na hiyo maneno. Sasa unatuambia tufanye nini sisi? Why is he telling us? You know, so I can tell you, Raila Odinga brings nothing to the table. The Kambas who are behind him, they have left. The Kisis who are behind him, they have left. The Luyas have left. The Masais have left. The Luo nation is divided in the middle. Even if they are together, we'll beat them 70+1. Okay? If Raila decides to run, Ruto will be number 4 in the election. So there's no problem. Either way, we are okay. Yeah? It's one term. So don't be worried at all. The people of Kenya have made decisions. Those decisions are finalized and nothing will change. And we have said, even if you kill people, even if you jail them, 70% of Kenyans don't want you back. In the unfortunate event you kill so many, the maximum probably you can kill is 5%. Still 65% will vote you out. So there is no escape route, none whatsoever. I want to thank all of you who have joined our party, the DCP, the Democracy for Citizens Party. This is a party, today as we speak, is the most popular party in the country. It's a new kid on the block. And we want to ask you to support the various chapters here. And we shall have and fair nominations. I have seen many candidates here. You are welcome. But you have to come to the ground. You cannot get the seat when you are here. Yeah, so mkuje nyumbani. Msukume ground kutoka nyumbani. Hamjachelewa sana, but this is the time. At least by December, make sure you are home. So that Usukume will have free and fair nominations within the party. And we are saying, let the people decide. Yeah? And things should be okay. And there should be no problem at all. So we are here, good people, to say thank you very much. And we'll work together. You are our partners and very serious partners. And the administration that we are going to form, you'll be serious partners. Really, I'm not joking. Very practical. And we have now started this engagement along the way. Tutakuwa pamoja, tutatembea pamoja mpaka mwisho. Mpaka mwisho tutatembea pamoja. So nyinyi mupendane. I have told my brother here from Mukambani, my cousin, Kalonzo will go with us all the way. Ako sawa. Ako sawa. The guys from Kisii, Matiang'i will go with us all the way. The guy from Lembe Nation, Natembea, Wamalo, and Cleo Malala will go together all the way. And no other people. And then, on top of that, we have all the payslip holders are with us. There are about 3.5 million in Kenya. And every payslip holders has a minimum influence of 2 more. So that is already 10.5 million. Wako tayari tu wanauliza siku ni gani. Juu ya hayo tuko na Gen Z. Nao watoto wataka kujua. They are lethal, those young boys and girls. This thing is done. It's only that it is too far away. That is the only kitu inafanya tukae na wasiwasi kidogo. But it's good and it is done and it will be done and done properly. So we'll continue. The people from California, from everywhere else, you guys want to visit everywhere leo. Sasa nikija next time kwani nitaenda wapi? Twende pole pole. I visit 5 states, I come another time, another 5, like that, pole pole. Hapa mtaki niendelee kukuja. Yeah, so, and by the way, I am also taking time to rest kidogo and wind as we engage. And already since we came yesterday, I feel very good. I feel very rested. And we'll walk this journey together so that now we can have a few questions. I can be able to answer you because it's important for me to listen to you and to answer your question. If you have any query, I can answer, and then we can move from there. Yes, Kuzo.
Yes, my question is back in Kenya. We have a lot of killings that have happened. We have seen a lot of human rights violation in our country. My big question is for those families who have lost their children, for those families who did not even, some of them did not participate in demonstrations. We have seen organized criminals with Subarus. They claim they are not police officers, but we know who drives Subarus. I want to ask this question. When it comes to such a thing, is there any group that is going to prosecute this matter, I mean in ICC?
Yes.
Because we don't have anyone in Kenya who can help us on this.
Thank you.
We see the president praising the police. We see the minister praising the police. Even when they have shot little children like msichana mdogo aliwawa, there is nobody in government condemning such killings. They are all praising the police for what they have done. My question is, who is fighting for these families?
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a very good question. Let me confirm that the killings that are taking place in Kenya are all crimes under the Rome Statutes and are admissible before the International Criminal Court. I want to confirm that we have put up a team that is documenting all the atrocities, all the killings, all the displacements, all the disappearances, all the abductions. And we have a team that is putting evidence together to take William Ruto to the ICC at The Hague. And you know the case against him for the 2007 post-election violence was not concluded. It was put on hold when witnesses disappeared. So his file is still open. In addition, we have formed a committee under Justin Muturi, the former Attorney General, the Committee on Restorative Justice, that again is looking at issues that when we form government, we will look into the compensation of Gen Zs who have been abducted and killed and other families that have faced atrocities under this administration. So, Musijali, and we are working on it. Again, we have a team of lawyers that are giving pro bono services to the Gen Zs. Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, the women rep for Kirinyaga and Jerry Minor, Ndegwa Jiro, and other lawyers have put a big team together that is giving legal services to our young people. Like the young ones who were taken before the terrorism court, they almost said yes because they don't know what is happening. But our lawyers were just there on time. Had they pleaded guilty to the charges, they have been jailed for 40 years because they don't know. So we'll also be appealing to the diaspora chapter also to chip in terms of hash bills. There were some 4 young men in Nyahururu, in Olkalau, who were given a cash bill of 10 million each because they were charged with terrorism. So this is a task we have to work together. But I can tell you there are men and women, our lawyers, who are not sleeping, fighting for these young people in courts. Again, as I've told you, we are collecting evidence under the Rome Statute to be able to take these people to the International Criminal Court. I had the president asking me to go and report whoever is involved to the police. How do I report him to the police and he's a what? And he's using the police to defend the people who are destroying property. So we cannot report him to the police. I've told him to report him to the ICC. So that is going on. And on the issue of the Subarus, is a killer gang of 101 officers under the National Intelligence Service. They have been trained in abductions, killings, and cover-up. That is a group William Ruto is using with the Director of National Intelligence, that is Nudin Haj, to kill our young people. Again, all that is being documented, and in the fullness of time, they'll have to face justice. Next question.
Yeah, Your Excellency, my name is Bishop Michuki. I'm a visiting bishop to this country. And Your Excellency is our Moses in our country, whereby some people fear even to talk. And I would just ask this question on behalf of the nation of Kenya and the church in general. I'm an advocate of faith and a defender of faith. And we've been fighting this thing, LGBT, because our country has dynamics. Our culture will not accept this one. And Your Excellency, we saw it that the president has signed supporting the LGBTQ in our country. Your Excellency, this is very sad. You, as a moral support of the families, we are so much grieving and so much worried how these cases are going to get our nation, Kenya. Your Excellency, the president is saying he's building a church, 1.2 billion, whereby supporting LGBTQ. We wonder what is he preaching. Your Excellency, can you light this one to the people in the community here to understand what the position is our nation about LGBT? And I'm not scared to say that because we are against this thing in our country because it's against our culture. Praise the Lord. It's against our culture. So, Your Excellency, you as a moral supporter of families and your wife, our Excellency Dorcas, who have been fighting along with us about this immorality in our country. What is your stand? Can you please put it clear to these people?
Thank you, Bishop. Let me confirm that Kenya, our motherland, our nation, is a nation of morals and values. And we really respect our morals and our traditions. And what William Ruto is doing it as a person, in support of LGBTQ and other immoral practices. Is against what the people of Kenya stand for. Kenyans are people who value traditions, our culture, and our way of life. William Ruto will support anything for money. And that is the problem. And all these things, the solution is just one. What is the solution? Yeah, so we all reclaim our morals and our values as a country and the dignity of the Kenyan people. And a new administration, as it were, would not permit anything of supporting immorality or practices that anti our traditions and our culture. Essentially, there is nothing wrong in putting up a church. But how do you put up a church for God, yet you don't obey the 10 Commandments? One of the most important one is thou shalt not kill. So how do you kill children and then you say you are putting up a house for God? It's not possible. The whole thing again is deception. You know what has happened is that the church, supported his candidature. He has lost the support of the church. So he thought if he says he's putting up a church in State House, our Christians, our pastors, our reverends will go back to him. It cannot happen. It will not happen. It will not happen. So I want to confirm that we'll make sure that we support our values and our value system. I saw the other day the personal assistant to the president, one called Farouk, parading one of our women leaders in a public function and parading her sexuality and asking people to get into a debate on issues surrounding her sexuality. Don't blame Farouk. I blame that leader. How do you subject yourself to that kind of humiliation? And she was just there smiling and giggling. Did you see? And I want to say, that thing is not just about humiliating women. It was humiliating the community of Mount Kenya. That's true. Just Farouk showing how cheap we are, how useless we are, that he can parade Kenyan leader, a woman, in front of people and suggestively make some claims. And then the woman leader is just there giggling and laughing. It's very demeaning, not just to women, but also to our community. And these are the leaders I want you to help me back home. We must get rid of. Yeah? Mutanisaidia? Yeah? These are the togeges that we found leading us. They say wanasema ninawadharau, but that kind of behavior. How did you feel yourself? It's so humiliating. It's so humiliating to us. That is how demeaning Ruto and Farouk are to our people. Ati anazungushwa naambiwa tutane. Can you imagine? So thank you. Next.
Your Excellency, hello.
Haya, sawa. Mhm.
Someone give you the mic.
Thank you very much. And ni kama hata sauti imeenda chini kidogo. Okay, thank you, His Excellency. I am privileged to be part of the Wamonyoro Defense Force, where I find over 8 million young men and women whom you have advocated for so much. That is the only area, the only place that they are able to bring out what is in them. As we were having this conversation this morning, I have seen them write a lot of messages, and they are like, please, as His Excellency, have his tour of America for young men and women who are serving in the army. They are out here with us. And they told me to ask you to take note that all the speakers who talked this morning, they didn't have a young man or a woman whom you so much advocate about, the Gen Zs and the Merinos. Please take note of that. And my second point is, please, you are so loved. I cannot say enough of the same. When I look at our young men and women, I get re-energized all the time because they represent the Kenya of tomorrow. They represent what Kenya is about. I may not be able to say one term. I may just say it, but I know those young men and women who have been to the streets, those young men and women who are not getting proper education, they may not be able to say it out there. But we know we can be able to say it through you by giving you the support that you need. His Excellency, allow me to make this other point, and because you have said it very clear, let everyone know His Excellency, the People's Deputy President, have no preferred candidate. I have heard him say, hawa watu wetu, the online army, wanasikia, wajue he has no preferred candidate. He has told us clearly that he is part of a team. Conversation.
We want to know what plan do you have for the Gen Zs here in America because we feel forgotten. There's no way almost 50% of young people here in Seattle are in jail. Because I think focus has been on the young women and young men back home, but there hasn't been a focus here. I'm so glad that you shared what you shared. We do need new solutions. This is a next generation that's coming up. It's almost like we have a large population of young people back home who are unemployed. I think the age of the internet is over. I think the age of even social media is over. We have an AI revolution coming in. And that's why I'm saying we need new solutions. We need new investments in these areas, Your Excellency. And so we want to know what your plan is. You know, we see what's happening with the killings, the abducting. I think young people are passionate about their country. We're looking for opportunity, but we also need a position outspeak our voice. We feel like we're only talking online, and the other generation is not hearing us. I think this is a generational battle, and we need your help, Your Excellency. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandy,
Stand up,
one.
sir.
Thank you.
Before he say his question, he was one of the Gen Z who was supposed to talk, and he had a testimony about 7 years ago, what you did for him. So he will just say that in a very simple way, and then you ask your question, and he will be the last one. After the Excellency answers the question, that's okay. After His Excellency answers all those questions, then we'll have just one mama, and then we do some ceremony there because of time. Thank you.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. I want just to remind you that for 7 years, you remembered my father, and we met and you helped me to come here in the United States. And I'm forever grateful. And thank you, Mama Boys Pia, for kutuma ujumbe and also the letter. So I'm deeply grateful for that, and I'll be forever grateful. My question is, I actually support the two Gen Zs, what they have spoken, and it's actually very true. But here's the question. In the streets of Kenya, we have seen death of our youth. We have witnessed a birth of a new kind of youth. For us who are in diaspora, we are watching in our hearts, and we have, we have purpose in our hands. So this is our question: how can we include our voice, our votes, and our vision for a new Kenya in the global conversation? Just another testimony: I have been able to represent Kenya in the human rights in Asia and also in Europe, and we are not much represented in the global arena. And I think it's about time for us to speak out and to start bringing justice, because our young people are struggling, and we have to be organized. And we're asking you, Your Excellency, to be able to support us so that such kind of ideas which have been birthed here can be able to be seen in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. I answer those ones, then the last one. Let me answer the ones that have been asked, then you have the last one. Thank you very much, our Gen Zs. You guys are the present and the future of our country. And your stake in our country is higher than all of us, because you have much more longer to live. That is why the Gen Zs in Kenya have caused a revolution. They are there. And I can tell you, nobody will get anywhere without them. Yeah. In our party, DCP, the position of deputy party leader, strategy, has been reserved for the Gen Zs. And in fact, his on it has not been filled because they are yet to agree on who will present them. The Deputy Secretary General strategy, Mabule Owino, is a 24-year-old girl. The leader of our youth in DCP, Jerry, is in remand right now facing treason charges because of being close to us. She is suffering not because she has committed any crime. Kimani Ichung'wa stage managed the attack of police station in Kikuyu and blamed those young people from Kiambu. There are 35 of them. Jerry is among them. We have our 5 senior positions. They have all been reserved for the Gen Zs, because I believe they are the future of this country. And there is no way we're going to craft a strategy for the future without the involvement of the stakeholders. So the Gen Zs will be part and parcel of the decision-making process. And I have had a meeting with my National Executive Council, and we have agreed in areas where we are strong, where we are going to sweep all the seats, the nominated positions. Say, for example, in Nairobi, we have like 35 nominated MCAs. I believe about 30 of them will come to the party. Half of them, 15, will be given to the Gen Zs so that they are part of the legislative process to make good laws for this country, because they affect them more than anybody else, because they will live longer than all of us. In the formation of our government, the Gen Zs and the millennials will play a critical role, as they have the necessary qualifications to occupy these positions. So you see a government that is bled with people with experience and knowledge, backed by youthful people, so that we have a blend of experience and knowledge, because the Gen Zs have a very great exposure. And with the technological evolution. They are the people you need around you. Even ourselves now at our age, for us to succeed as leaders, you'll be foolish if you don't surround yourself with the Gen Zs and the millennials. These are the people who will give you the ideas and energize you to be able to succeed as a leader. You have talked about support in business. It's true. I tried to fight when I was in government. I did not succeed. To make sure that we have an avalanche of trade attaches in every mission. Be able to create business opportunities. Be able to help our people with the registration processes, with getting the necessary documentation. I agree, it's a shame. I traveled to Europe many times, Germany, Brussels, where despite us having the best coffee and tea in the world, it was nowhere in the shelves. Because we have not put in the necessary infrastructure in our missions in terms of enhancing our capacity to market our Kenyan products and to support Kenyan businessmen and women to be able to do business abroad. So that is an undertaking that I want to give, that we shall definitely upgrade, re-energize our trade departments in the missions abroad to be able to create an opportunity for Kenyan businessmen and women to do business, and again to have our Kenyan products, undoubtedly the best in the world, in shelves across the world. Brian talked about education. It's true. The CBC is in total confusion. There has been attempts to review it, but stakeholder participation has not been very monumental, so that the stakeholders, the parents, the teachers, the educationists, the students, the people themselves can give a contribution on how they would want this system of the CBC to be. That is something that we also intend to go into, so that we make sure there is enough public participation and all stakeholders have given an opportunity to make a contribution in our education system. Mwai Kibaki gave us free education. William Ruto has ruined it. Education now is for those who are able. Mwai Kibaki, when he came in 2002, he gave free education to everybody, and that is how many people, including many of you who are in this hall, were able to go through school. Again, Uhuru Kenyatta came with an intervention of trying to help people with examination fees. Again, that has been scrapped. Again, help that many of us, I included, are beneficiaries of the High Education Loans Board, has been messed up, and Ruto has come up with something that nobody can understand. And in the process, most young people are at home. Education for a country is key, and we intend to give it first priority in terms of reforms with stakeholder participation to make sure that we have a financing model to help children, even those from less fortunate members of society, are able to enjoy a university education. Again, even secondary school education and primary education. So that is a commitment that I can give, that we cannot just sit and let the education system be messed up, because we will be destroying the future of our country and a whole generation. Just as I talked about the challenges that face our youth, not just here in America, but in our country as well. Pastor Dorcas and I did a lot of work in terms of fighting the drug menace, drugs and substance abuse. And we had succeeded in 2 years to make sure that our young people who are sleeping in trenches were back home and have started even getting families. Since we left office, illicit alcohol is back in the streets. Drugs are everywhere. We're having a big challenge with our young population. So just as the way you have explained that we have challenges of young people here in jail, others having challenges with drug abuse, it is a problem not just here, but also in the country as well. And this is a program that requires very serious intervention from government. And that is why we are saying we need to strengthen our consular services in our missions abroad to be able to have those interventions. Again, we'll have to call upon our religious organizations, our churches, that the battle on drugs, alcoholism cannot be won by government alone. It's a partnership between government and society. A lot of counseling is required. A lot of young people get into drugs because there's nobody they can talk to. They are lost. Parents are so busy working, clocking man hours to make ends meet, that they have found no time to engage their children. So these are programs that will work together between the government, our embassies, our religious organizations, the various groups that you have, so that we look for a solution together. It's a big problem that nobody can wish away. The challenges that our young people, because of peer pressure and the challenges of life, and it's manifesting itself to drug abuse, to unwarranted alcoholism. It's something that we have to work all of us together. It's a society challenge, and it cannot be left to government alone. It's something all of us have to sit down and see what we can do about it. The Gen Zs must have a voice. And I'm telling you, back home, the Gen Zs are not waiting for anybody to give them the voice. Just the way I've heard that young guy there spoke and said, why are the Gen Zs not speaking? That is the way. And after you ask, 3 of them are spoken. The Gen Zs, you must fight for your space. And nobody will come for you at home to take your place at the decision-making table. Niwe ufike mapema kwa meza na kuketi na kusema umefika na uko na kalamu na karatasi. Don't wait to be invited by anybody to any forum. You hear there is a forum like this one, unafika kabla wazee kufika. And to be present and available and take your space. And don't allow anybody to push you around. If you ask Kasongo today, his worst nightmare ni Gen Z. Wamesukuma hiyo jamaa mpaka nywele imeisha kwa kichwa.
Bado.
And that is na bado.
Na bado.
Bado. So we asking the Gen Zs now to register wachukue ID na kura. And I've told the Gen Z now, since this guy has pronounced himself, people should be shot and killed. I think we need to preserve our young people to be available to vote him out. We don't want them dead, isn't it? So mimi nauliza watoto wetu, tafadhali, let's be careful now. This guy has gone berserk. His ministers have gone berserk. We don't want him to kill you, because you need to enjoy the future after his exit. And you cannot enjoy when you are dead.
Absolutely.
He has said you'll be shot in the leg. We don't want you to be disabled. So I'm asking the Gen Zs, your argument has been heard. You have said enough. The next stage, the next battle with Kasongo is on the ballot. And the Gen Zs must lead the way in terms of registering as voters and in terms of creating awareness. And they also help us in protecting the vote by broadcasting the polling station results to all platforms and adding up the figures quickly. Nyinyi mnajua hii presidential vote, hata kabla IEBC watangaze, mtakuwa umetuambia mshindi ameshinda na kura ngapi na Kasongo amefukuzwa na ngapi. Si ndio? So the Gen Z, your voice is coming. And if you pronounce yourself properly the next 2 years and play a big role in the formation of the next government, you will be heard and heard forever. Asante, madam. Where is the lady? Yes.
I'm right here. All protocols observed. Hi, cousins. My name is Damaris Ngare. I am in the Pacific chapter with Gikonyo, and mine is on mitigation. And while you have said about people coming back to ensure that they are planning. Mine is on you as a DCP leader. The mitigations that you're going to have, you and your team. Our plea is because we believe if two cannot work together, then they cannot agree. So we are here, we have agreed to work with you, we have agreed to support you. We want you because you have worked with this current regime. You know all the loopholes, you know everything that is not working. We need you to mitigate anything that will not make us win.
Yes.
You need to give us a promise that as you leave this United States of America, that the diaspora team in general is going to stay and assured that you will have all the processes. Kura zitaibiwa, elections za IBC team, they will be fair. Everything will be narrowed down to, because our eyes are on you. So we will give you the support, we will give you the love, we will give you everything for the one mission that we have, that is one term.
Thank you.
On demand that you give us what we need and deserve for us to see a great nation of Kenya rise up again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me assure you, huyu Kasongo mambo yake yote tunajua. Hakuna pahali atapitia. And even if he becomes the chairman of IBC, we'll still beat him. The margin will be so huge, I can tell you. Nobody can play around with it. But I agree with you. We'll document all the various loopholes, all the various challenges, and working together, we'll address them. But as I promised you, we'll work together. Senor, with those very many remarks, I want to thank all of you. We still have one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's easy. Okay, let's have order, right? Let's have order. You've spoken, please. If there is anything, as His Excellency, he just spotted one. So we will just have one and then that's all, please. And this is by the honor of His Excellency.
We have given you because you are in DCP colors.
Thank you.
Hi cousins.
Hi, guys.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. I'm Evangelist Nyokabi, Director of Family Organization Summit, that we empower women and youth in Kenya and here in America. We have in office in Europe, Spain. We are condemning the act that is done by our mkubwa, hata ninashindwa kumuita nini. Sisi wamama, sisi kama nimeangalia, nimeona Kenya wamama wanalia na uchungu mwingi sana, na hawana mtu wa kuwatetea, sababu ukiinuka useme kitu ukiinuka useme kitu jioni. Kwa hivyo nimesimama kama wamama nikiomba His Excellency, ukienda Kenya, simama na watoto wetu. Vile wanasema watawapiga risasi miguu, wanamaliza kizazi chetu. Kwa hivyo tunaomba kama wamama, maneno yote yamenenwa hapa, siwezi rudia. Mengi yamenenwa, nilikuwa nimesema nitanena hii, nikasikia imenenwa, umejibu maswali vizuri. But wamama wa Amerika, wacheni kuogopa. God ndiye aliwaleta hapa. Mungu mwenye aliwaleta hapa tawadumisha hapa. Kwa hivyo tutafinyiliwa kwa sababu tumeambiwa maneno ingine. Kwa hivyo ile ningeomba wamama wa Kenya, muwatetee. Mtetee wamama wa Kenya, kwa sababu wengi sana bure, wanauriwa bure. Nao gens, waomba mtulie vile mkubwa wetu ametoa mtulie, mngojee Mungu awatetee. Mungu ashakuja kuwatetea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nyokavi. You have my assurance that we'll continue fighting for the young people, for the women. You remember when I was in office and Ruto said Gen Zs are criminals? I called a press conference in Mombasa. I told him off. You remember? Mimi siogopi. We'll continue studying with our women. We'll continue studying with our Gen Zs because it's what God wants us to do. Nafikiri nimesema asante. Mngetaka mama boys amsalimie, si ndio? Asante. Thank you very much.
Bwana asifiwe. Nipungie mkono, Bwana asifiwe. Thank you very much, the committee that has organized this. It is a very successful event where you can come and discuss. And when I look at what we are having here in Seattle, I think it is what should always happen. When His Excellency, the People's Deputy President, speaks about listening to the ground, he does not mean listening to the soil. What he means, he wants to hear the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God, because people represent the omnipresence of God. And when people are heard, then you can be able to formulate good registration and laws that are able to govern them the way they want. Even God himself invites us to the place of coming and discussing. He wants to hear you. God can do all things and knows all things and does not need us. But in the Holy Book, he tells us, come, let us reason together. He can do all those things without consulting you. He says even before you say anything, he already knows what you want. But he has asked you, ask me. And I think that is where now the things went wrong. When we are not meeting, when we are not discussing, when people are intimidated to fear that you cannot be able to speak, when the church cannot be able to stand by the truth, when the church stands there and watches as children are being abducted, they are neutral because they do not want to offend somebody. When we sit there and see our children dying, men and women, families crying day and night. We see our children depressed, killing themselves, committing suicide. You go to the health system, it's not working. You go to education, it's not working. And we want to be silenced and we say that we are okay. And even if we were to live and live very long in such a situation, I think it will be the wrong way to live. And that's why everyone must stand up, because the country is ours. God created us to be able to live in a country that is peaceful, where people can discuss with one another, where people have health systems and structures that are working, where people have shelter, people are fed, where our children are not killed every day. And I think it is us to say how we need to be governed. When we went to the elections of 2022, we worked very hard. It was the first time I think the church was involved. And what we wanted is the church to sit on the decision-making tables where we could make a difference as a people. Because the Christians or the religious people, they don't go to heaven and come down in the morning. We walk on those roads. We are the ones who we need that clean water. We need all these things. And therefore, sitting down and also being the compass and the conscience of the society, where we can say killing is wrong, murder is not allowed. When we can sit on those decision-making tables and South, we tell them the Bible says. And I think many of the people who are there, they are blaming us for having spoken concerning our president who is there today. But I can tell you, when I preach to you, because now I'm a preacher, and you get saved, I do not come to follow to see how you end with God. Your decisions can either make you backslide and you will receive a punishment from God. It is not for the preacher to come and make you holy. It is you to maintain the testimony that you have been given. It goes the same even for the presidents that we choose and elect all over the world. They are supposed to serve the people. And if they don't serve the people, then the people will speak against that. And I think it is a decision that every one of us makes that makes a difference. And therefore, you made a conscious decision yourselves to invite my husband to come here and be able to speak with you and reason with you and hear you what you are saying in the United States. And I believe that all of us, why we are here and in large numbers, is because we are concerned and we are patriotic about our nation. And we would like to see a change. And that is why our president must listen. He must have a ear that will listen and make sure that he's doing the right thing. There is no problem in him building a church at the State House. That would be fine. But if you are to put up a church in the State House and there is blood in your hands, where everyone is complaining about violation of human rights, where we are talking about murder of our children, where people have tears, men are crying. You saw the father of Oluoch, the only son, one son he had. He's dead, and we cannot resurrect him. And all we need is to speak to our children. Yes, they may have their own issues, and they will have, because even us, we are not better. I think it is time we speak to our children and the Gen Zs who are out there and let them feel that Kenya belongs to them. Let them feel that they are wanted there. Let them be able to be given the opportunity to be able to exploit the great potential that are in these children. And if you saw during that time, His Excellency, the People's Deputy President, he was very, very a great pillar to what I was doing, being able to fight the substance, the illicit brew and substance abuse. They came up and registered roads from the county, and I think that is what was bringing success. But after that, the registration was changed, and you need to speak up. We have children who are out there now with bills that they cannot be able to afford. And I think as Gen Zs, as the mothers and everyone, you must start to know how are you going to raise the money? Because they imagine that if, for instance, those children are put there and they continue to be put on terrorism cases, what will happen is that they will not be able to, they will be detained there for a long time. They may not be able to raise the 10 million they are being asked. And so our children are going to have issues. So we must start rethinking and thinking how can we be able to help and to change Kenya. May God bless you.